Yes, indeed. I hope you work it out for sure. At least we're here to start off your morning with you. It is Good Morning Grenada with Msy.Chrissy and Gary, Mr. Smooth. Good morning to you, Gary.
Oops. Good morning. How are we doing today? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, good morning. Great to be back with you for yet another day, albeit a rainy day inside Grenada, Carriacou, PD Martin. How is it in your neck of the woods? I hope that, of course, you are keeping safe, warm, and cuddly as you get ready for work this morning. How was the evening, Missy?
It was good. I had a lively Zumba class and just chilled for the rest of the evening.
Yeah, sounds like a plan to me. Yeah, I love it. All right, Zumba. How to join you? Make our parents on your Zumba.
You should.
I had two left foot, so you had to
oh,
walk.
Please. I saw you at Fitness Revolution. You can handle.
You think, Yeah. All right. We'll see how the Zumba steps work, all right? Good stuff, man. Good morning to you once again. Welcome on the inside, guys. Let's get the show on the road.
Yeah, man. Can you do the honors, Gary?
Well, I am trying myself, to be honest. Talk about getting caught with your pants down.
Right? Yeah. I feel like my computer is putting up resistance with me right now.
Yeah. I'm with you. Yes, I'm with you there, sister. I'm with you there. I'll tell you what, family, we are about to get started here, and only just realizing that I am yet to log into my computer.
All right, we're going to give you the update from the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs. 13 new confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Grenada as of the 19th of September. 6 hospitalizations, 0 new deaths, and 2 new recoveries. And active cases stood at 73. So that's the update as it relates to COVID-19 in Grenada. In terms of the word for the day, it's a very short word, defer. Defer is spelled D-E-F-E-R. Defer. Defer means to choose to do something at a later time. So let's use defer in a sentence. This is the sentence here. She deferred her master's program for a year so that she could travel the world. She sounds very smart if you ask me. That's a good one. That's your word for the day, defer.
Yeah, man, I like it. Small word, but, can sound cute when used correctly. So, y'all, that's your word of the day. We on the inside once again. Good morning to you. What's the time check, baby? Let me see.
21 minutes on to the hour of 7 o'clock right here.
All right. Thought of the day. You ready for it, guys? If you have good thoughts, they will shine out of your face like sunbeams, and you will always look lovely. You know what they're saying there? You understand? You can wear your thoughts on your face, You understand? You ever notice that some people always look, down and out and, just not very personable, You don't want to be in their presence. You don't want to be in their company. You know what I mean? So, think good thoughts, all right? And always remember that. It shows on your face. Have a beautiful, beautiful day today, all right? That's what I'm talking about. We're on the inside. We're going to get ready to jump inside the riddle of the day. This morning's riddle, pretty simple. I think you can get that one, guys, all right? So let me just load it up here quickly and see what you make of that one. Of course, you know the number on the inside. Give us a call. Let us know if you can bust apart this riddle here this morning. Check it out. If I drink water, I die. If I eat, my age increases. What am I? Your riddle for this morning. Time to wake up those brain cells. Let's get going. You're still thinking about it, Missy?
Thinking about what?
The riddle?
Was I thinking about it?
When you go silent on that riddle?
Yeah, I'm just working with some stuff here, man. Just getting ready. So you can call us 435-2041. That is the number right there.
Once again, if I drink water, I die. If I eat, my age increases. What are we talking about here this morning? Y'all can help me out? All right, let's find out. Okay.
Good morning. You're live.
Good morning.
You're live. Go right ahead.
I was wondering if the answer is fire, and I know that the first thing that came to my mind.
First thing that came to your mind?
Fire.
Well, you're real brilliant, man. If that was the first thing that came to mind,
Yeah.
you're smart.
That your answer?
Where you calling us from?
From tongue.
You calling from Tongue?
Yeah.
Yes, well, that is the answer. You're real smart this morning. What's your name?
Lisa.
Alicia?
No, Lisa.
Lisa? Lisa, go on with your smart stuff. All right, have a beautiful day today, okay?
Thanks. Okay.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. The first thing that came to her mind is fire. You know, absolutely right. If you feed it food, then it increases in age. And if you give it water, well, it dies for the most part. All right. So that's, of course, your riddle for the day, and I hope that helped you guys a whole lot. Coming up, and of course, good morning, Creator. We got a few things to talk about. We're going to delve into the that meeting that the Prime Minister and his delegates had in New York City. They touched on a few other points we would like to share with you this morning. There is another road slippage apparently brewing, and of course the NDC government is taking corrective measures, being very proactive as far as that is concerned. God forbid we have another Mauritania-like situation, and they are of course working diligently to ensure that something like that does not happen again. God forbid. Attorney at law Jerry Edwin, he's waiting now on the missing files case, which has got the whole of Grenada talking right about now. How in the heavens name could something like that happen in beautiful Grenada? All right, and what of course implications does that have on the judicial system going forward? All right, so we're going to be delving into that as well. Your phone calls will all be appreciated during the course of the program. So we are getting ready and standing by for the AM edition of news. You with us, Missy?
Definitely. And just a note to Republic Bank customers, you can collect your new Republic Bank International debit card at the Grandans Branch Steeles Complex. Our opening hours Monday to Friday 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and at Grenville Branch Monday to Friday 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. From Monday, October 3rd, you can collect at the Carriacou Branch Monday to Friday 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. And after November 1st, you'll be unable to use your ATM One card, so be sure to collect your new card before then. And of course, we're inside here preparing for the morning edition of news right here. Keep it locked.
Level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
Police have confirmed a chopping incident at Old Fort George sometime after 9 p.m. last night that has left one female nursing injuries at the General Hospital. Reports reaching GBN News Desk were that masked men attacked the female, wounding her in the process. Police said investigations are ongoing and such details cannot be disseminated. GBN will bring you more details on this as the story unfolds. Attorney at law Jerry Edwin says the end result, which resulted in the release of convicted murderer Alexander Clark, is just a tip of the iceberg. He says this matter leaves a taste of justice not being served. Rena Pierre-Thomas has the latest update.
As it stands now, I suspect there will be many other appellants who will have to be released. because their transcripts could not be found. So this is the tip of the legal iceberg that we are facing here.
That was Attorney at Law Jerry Edwin speaking on the implication of the loss of transcript within the Supreme Court, a technicality that led to the immediate release of Alexander Clark on Tuesday morning. He says the case of Clark is not the first, as he has a client who was freed under the same circumstances and one who is presently in the same situation.
This is not the first time. In a previous murder case, I had a client. We received an order from the Court of Appeal that the transcript should be prepared. And for 3 years, no transcript could be found. And so my client was released. I have the case of a young man named Javid Glasgow. He is dissatisfied with the 15-year sentence he received. For the last 3 years, we cannot find his transcript. All that could be found was 1/2. Can you believe this? 1/2 of the transcript.
The lawyer says the use of tapes and other outdated tools within the court has proven to be a strain on the office of the registrar.
Now, let us not castigate anyone here. It is not the fault of the registry. It's more a technological issue. We are working with outdated technology tools. We need to digitize these transcripts. As soon as they are made, they should be put in the cloud and stored there. Being ever mindful of these problems, I should say these minefields that can lead to a miscarriage of justice.
Edwin says that if something is not done soon, then this situation will never go away. It's been years since local lawyers such as Anselm Clouden have been using the media to call for better security and the tools for court documents. Clouden said securing court documents must be paramount.
And it is very likely that this case would be a precedent-setting case. So I'm calling on the new administration. We knew things were done haphazardly in the past, and things were just there laying around. There was no respect for the rule of law, no respect for judgments of the court. I think we should now insist in the transformational agenda that all court documents are properly secured.
It is the hope that the new transformative regime will address this speedily. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
Government ministers are rushing to avoid another Molinare-like situation from developing. Christina John has the details in this report.
On Wednesday, MP for St. George Northwest, Jonathan Lacrette, Minister for Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, Andy Williams, and other officials from his ministry visited an area in Brisbane, St. George. Minister Lacrette said residents brought to his attention a portion of the road along the Western Main Road that needs urgent attention.
Well, I'm no civil engineer, but by mere observation, the road is compromised, and if something is not done very soon about the infrastructure, the possibility exists that we may have another Molinare on our hands. So as a result of that, I believe that a feasibility study was done for the entire Western Corridor. It's to look at the study right now and to ascertain whether or not this aspect of the Western Corridor was also taken into consideration as it relates to infrastructurally adjusting the road, and then we move on from there. But
MIT Minister Andy Williams says they will have experts visit the area as soon as this Friday to conduct assessments to determine what is causing portions of the road to sink.
What will happen, we will be in contact with some of our geotechnical engineers that will come and do a proper assessment of the area, and then we will know how we proceed from here. But all in all, this is just a preliminary visit where we are just observing and see what is going on based on what the villagers, or based on the concern of the villagers. It is too early to speak and to assume or suggest that this may be a Molinare type situation, and that is why we want to bring the geotechnical engineers to come and to make a proper assessment of this area, right? And then we will take it from there.
Minister Williams says attempts were made to remedy the problem before. However, much more needs to be done. He also identified a manhole in the road and is not sure if a seepage is contributing to the problem, hence the need for a proper assessment, he says.
I've seen the patches in the road, which seems to have been done a little while now. And yes, some of the villagers, they showed concern. And just yesterday, one guy said to me, Andy, before they could have passed in the back of this area here to go down to the beach. He also said there was a silk cotton tree somewhere in the area that they could have hung on to go down to the beach. But the tree is no more. And we see that from where we are looking here now, we are seeing some of the soil which seems to be going down. So again, I'm not an expert, but what I can see is some of the soil seems to be deteriorating, causing the road, part of the road, to be hollow.
Christina John, GBN News.
Business owners in St. John say their businesses are suffering great loss due to construction work being done on the Guava State Road. While they welcome the development, they believe much more can be done to speed up the process. Rihanna Pierre-Thomas has more.
Business owners in Guava State, St. John say their businesses are suffering due to work being done on the main road, which seems to be on a go-slow. The residents claim that one team of workers contracted by the company spearheading the project is working on numerous projects at the same time, and as such, work is a go-slow. This is severely affecting their businesses, says Sarah Decoto, as all the roads are closed, so there is no access for customers.
We're grateful for the road, but when they blocked the road, our businesses was affected, because after COVID, you go through that COVID crisis with the blocking of the road. Now you're faced with your business is being practically closed down. You have to throw away a lot of goods. These people who are working on the road also get a project at Brothers and also is doing a project at Cloger. So I wonder how these people are dealing with it. Plus July, during July to August, these people went and worked on schools fixing roof. The same set of people. So remember, this road was just no one was working.
The young businesswoman explained that she had to close her shop and look for a job to pay her bills.
I had also closed down, find another work somewhere. Otherwise, how I'm going to keep the lights on, how I'm going to keep my water on. Come on, I have to pay NIS because I registered my business. I have to pay NIS and nothing, nothing is been coming into my business. I find if they had stuck with one project, they would have finished my project already, located in my area, and they would have just moved on to another project. It would have been better for we in the community as well, because this thing with changing from one project to another project, and it's causing a big delay and impacting our businesses.
Project manager of Sunrise Construction, Desmond John, one of the companies contracted by the government to do the project, acknowledged that they had several challenges which led to some delays.
What has really happened is that when we started excavating to put in the walls as per design by the engineers and the contract, we discovered that the soil type was different and there were some cave-ins in the area. So the reason why we are working from one side to the next is that we're taking the opportunity of wherever we get an opportunity to produce or work, to advance the work, we are working in those areas in the meantime.
John told GBN they have met with the principal of the Shaper Secondary School to update them on the project and reassure them that by October, better arrangements will be put in place. He said they will also be meeting with residents and business owners in the affected areas later this week.
At this point, we have crossed that hurdle. So we are now in a position where we have design drawings, we have the revised drawings, and we have the instructions of the engineer and the ministry to proceed. So really and truly is water under the bridge. What we will try to do now is to work on all sites simultaneously increase our crew, increase our supply of concrete, steel, and formwork, and try to see how best we can wrap it up within a short and given time. In dialogue with the ministry this morning, they initiated a concept where we will actually visit the shop owners, visit the businesses, and visit the communities within the coming week, between now and the end of the weekend, so we can have a one-to-one with them and enlighten them on exactly what's going on, and if there is any way we can alleviate some of the issues, we'll try our best to facilitate.
The project is scheduled to be completed in December of this year. For GBN News, I am Rena P. Thomas reporting.
I want to be free as can be.
They say that freedom is the ability to fully experience life. The GUT Credit Union is giving you the freedom to choose. Get a loan for any purpose, whether it's consolidating your debt, buying a vehicle, owning your home, back to school, or a dream vacation. We offer competitive rates with terms and payments that fit your lifestyle. Call 440-1354. Email loans@gutcu.com or visit go.gutcu.com/freedom to start enjoying your life, your money, your way. Promotion ends September 30th, 2022. Special conditions apply. More freedom, more choices. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Total is one of the world's largest oil companies with a top quality line of lubricants. Total Lubricants has a full product line from passenger cars, motorcycle, heavy industrial equipment, mining, trucking, agriculture, and manufacturing machines and vehicles. Total Lubricants, winning championships in motorsports, including Formula One and World Rally Championships. Total Lubricants are available at all Rubis service stations, leading automotive shops, and distributed by Huggins.
Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique are not under tropical storm watch or warning. The system will develop into a cyclone after a day or two of passing the Tri-Island. However, the system is expected to bring overcast, windy conditions, moderate to heavy showers, and thunder showers from this evening into tonight.
Let's get down to this, the developing system. Now, this is a computer model that it doesn't go as far out in time, but it's very good. So you can see here, this is 11 this morning, and you see the batches of rain moving in. This is 9 p.m. on Wednesday, not a named system, so this is late this evening, and you see the rain still around Trinidad, Tobago, and then stretching up, even Dominica, Martinique, we could see some rain and storms. Most of it, at least the prolonged stuff, will be to the south. Grenada, very heavy rain, Trinidad and Tobago again. And then this is by Thursday morning. ABC Islands here, watching northern Venezuela, tip of, or at least the peninsula over toward Colombia, keeping an eye on that. Here's that rain that pumps in. As this tropical wave moves by, it's going to enhance that chance of rain for the rest of us, even as you get, say, up toward St. Kitts and Nevis, we could get some rain out of this. But the bulk of the action over here, by the time we get into Thursday night into Friday, working into the ABC Islands, that's when we could get some of the flash flooding. But as I mentioned on the backside, it just works in that flow. So still that chance of rain. But all right, this is 9 p.m. on Thursday. Tomorrow night, you see this here again working in. And then let me get out here and stop the clock here. This is 8 a.m. Saturday. All right, here's a look at the computer models being run. Again, taking this strong tropical disturbance right over Trinidad, Tobago, swinging near St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and then very close to the ABC Islands, and then eventually near Jamaica. And this is what I was mentioning. If it kind of curls up a little more, we could get hurricane conditions on Sunday in Jamaica. As far as the winds are concerned, we're going to see some very gusty winds over 40, 45 miles per hour, over 40 knots, even upwards of 45 knots as this continues to work its way through. This is by tomorrow morning. Then by Friday into Friday evening, Friday night, could see some stronger winds popping up over toward the ABC Islands, especially as this system starts to develop. That is up to the north. Short term, all the way through tomorrow, some of the reds popping up in Trinidad and Tobago, 3 to 4 inches of rain, but it comes down quickly, and that's why flash flooding.
Digitization of documents stored at the Grenada Public Library is high on this administration's agenda. More in this report from Christina John.
The Grenada Public Library has been the safe haven for over 60,000 titles, a large collection of newspapers, reports, magazines, and other important documents. It is the official repository of government and parliamentary records that, by law, the public should have access to viewing. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Finley Jeffrey, says government is already moving in the direction of digitization of materials at the public library. He says says a contract will be awarded soon.
We have set in motion, really, the digitization of those records, especially those critical national records at the public library. A contract will be issued very, very soon. I think the evaluation has already taken place, and so once that contract is issued, we have looked at space for the contractors to work, and we foresee that in the not too distant future, all those important records of the public library will be digitized and will be available in an electronic form for the public's consumption. And
government's plan is to re-engage retired head librarian Ms. Lillian Sylvester in this process, since she has first-hand knowledge of the materials in there.
We are hoping to engage Ms. Sylvester, who is really the guru in terms of librarian affairs in Grenada, and she would be able to give some direction on what we have, where are they, how many, and so on. So she will be able to provide that kind of guidance, experienced guidance for the contractors as they work. But as it stands now, they sit at the public library, and then of course we need now to determine, after they have been digitized, what do we do with those physical records.
The PS says Grenadians too will have their share of engagements, which he expects should be complete within 6 months. PS Jeffrey explains what plans are for the physical structure.
The public should get some word very soon, because the Ministry of ICT and the Ministry of Education, which are the two ministries incidentally that I'm involved in, we would be, working towards this now, the physical library projects. This is something else, and I think a lot of evaluation would have to take place, evaluation of the building, determine what to do with the building as it is, if it can be restored, if it cannot.
The National Library was damaged by Hurricane Ivan in 2004 and was permanently closed to the public in 2011 due to termite infestation. Chrislina John, GBN News.
Solar lights are back in stock and will be available for purchase at Southern Electrical. Here is a list of the solar lights that we offer. 200 to 300 watt intelligent floodlights with camera, 300 to 500 watt solar street lights, 60, 100, 200 and 500 RGB solar floodlights, 100, 200, 300, 500 and 800 solar floodlights, solar garden lights, 25, 40, 60, 100 and 200 watt solar floodlights, 3, 7 and 10 watt solar wall lights, motion sensor garden lights, motion sensor floodlights, 30, 60 and 90 watt solar street lights with accessories, 5 watt solar wall lamps, 40 and 60 solar street lights, and 100 and 300 solar floodlights with battery power display. Now available at Southern Electrical, Dusty Highway, St. George. Visit our showroom today.
5 things you need to know about self-isolation. Stay home. If you are told to self-isolate, it means staying at home, not going to work, school, or other public places, and you should not have any visitors. Separate yourself. If you live with others, then you need to stay in a well-ventilated bedroom with the doors shut. If you have to share a bathroom, then use it after everyone else. Don't share towels and toiletries, as this may put others at risk. Call ahead. If you develop symptoms such as a fever or cough, then seek advice first by calling the Ministry of Health's hotline at 538-4787 or 458-4787. Do not show up at a medical center or hospital, as this may put others at risk. Take care with waste. If you test positive, your waste should be double bagged and disposed of separately. Create a buddy system. If you live on your own, you can plan with friends and family to check in with each other and run essential errands if one becomes sick. Once sick, they should leave groceries on the doorstep. Why it's important. COVID-19 causes a mild illness for 4 out of 5 persons. Self-isolating will help protect the older generation and those who may have underlying health problems from getting infected.
St. George's University, acclaimed universally. So these are the times, these are the men of remembrance. Oh, yeah.
Yes, indeed. These are the times. Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada. Msy.Chrissy and Gary Mr. Smooth in your company right here. 7 minutes after 7 o'clock.
Yes, Good Morning Grenada. We are back and just had a look on the outside not too long ago, and it's gloomy looking, man.
Aww.
Yeah. Well, I hope your smile and your thoughts, change all of that around. All right.
I know real farmers happy though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I know the farmers are happy, and those who are home today who can cover up under those sheets.
You kind of get the feeling that with all that extreme heat we've been experiencing, that there was a big weather behind, right? Kind of get the feeling that was bound to happen, you know what I mean? So here we are. I think we've escaped the worst. Let's put that in perspective. As far as the weather situation is concerned. All right. It's predicted to be a rainy day throughout the day, but what was forecast over the last 12 hours, 24 hours, I think we've fared well. All right. At the end of the day, we are not under a storm watch or a storm warning. We are not under that, and we are good. So someone sent a message earlier this morning asking if there is school. Right? A drain just need to overflow for all the and all the keeping all the kids home.
I like it. Any excuse necessary.
Yeah, that's that. So that's the situation as it is right about now. We're going to run a clip that highlights the fact that we are no longer we are not under a tropical storm watch or warning. The system will develop into a cyclone after a day or two of passing the Tri-Island. So let's run that weather report. When we come back, we'll continue with much more inside of Good Morning Grenada.
Let's get down to this, the developing system. Now, this is a computer model that it doesn't go as far out in time, but it's very good. So you can see here, this is 11 this morning, and you see the batches of rain moving in. This is 9 p.m. on Wednesday, not a named system, so this is late this evening, and you see the rain still around Trinidad, Tobago, and then stretching up, even Dominica, Martinique, we could see some rain and storms. Most of it, at least the prolonged stuff, will be to the south. Grenada, very heavy rain, Trinidad and Tobago again. And then this is by Thursday morning. ABC Islands here, watching northern Venezuela, tip of, or at least the peninsula over toward Colombia, keeping an eye on that. Here's that rain that pumps in. As this tropical wave moves by, it's going to enhance that chance of rain for the rest of us, even as you get, say, up toward St. Kitts and Nevis, we could get some rain out of this. But the bulk of the action over here, by the time we get into Thursday night into Friday, working into the ABC Islands, that's when we could get some of the flash flooding. But as I mentioned on the backside, it just works in that flow. So still that chance of rain. But all right, this is 9 p.m. on Thursday. Tomorrow night, you see this here again working in, and then let me get out here and stop the clock here. This is 8 a.m. Saturday. All right, here's a look at the computer models being run. Again, taking this strong tropical disturbance right over Trinidad, Tobago, swinging near St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and then very close to the ABC Islands, and then eventually near Jamaica. And this is what I was mentioning. If it kind of curls up a little more, we could get hurricane conditions on Sunday in Jamaica. As far as the winds are concerned, we're going to see some very gusty winds over 40, 45 miles miles per hour, over 40 knots, even upwards of 45 knots as this continues to work its way through. This is by tomorrow morning. Then by Friday into Friday evening, Friday night, could see some stronger winds popping up over toward the ABC Islands, especially as this system starts to develop. That is up to the north. Short term, all the way through tomorrow, some of the reds popping up in Trinidad and Tobago, 3 to 4 inches of rain, but it comes down quickly, and that's why flash flooding.
All right, so there you had it. So we are out of harm's way. Jamaica is predicted to get a touch of this system that is out there. So there you had it, my friends. So from all indication, we are at school today, all right? Take the kids.
Go to school, go to work, right? Do what you have to do.
You know, in my days growing up, Missy, I will have to have a break foot or a break hand. And still I'm going to school then.
Right.
It had to take something very severe.
I used to feel I could count how many times I missed school in primary school and secondary school. I don't think I missed school in secondary school at all. In primary school, I think I missed school once, and I felt so bad for missing school.
Oh, you felt bad?
Like I think I had a cold or something.
Okay, you felt bad. I tried skipping school many times.
Oh, nah, that wasn't a thing for me.
No, okay.
School was actually a fun place for me.
I tried skipping school many times.
Primary school was. I can't talk for secondary school, but primary school was fun.
I used to be home faking cough and faking bellyache.
Are you serious?
Man,
to do what? To stay home and play? What was the idea?
Just to stay home. I mean, I was just being a naive,
Why you didn't want to go to school, Gary?
I just come on.
What was happening at school that you didn't want to go?
How many kids do you know jump at the idea of going to school? Like, really excited to go to school every single day?
I don't know.
Like, how many people do you know really jump at the idea to go, like, really excited to go to work every single day?
And in the wrong work.
Be that as it may, the point I'm making is that we have to do what we have to do regardless of how we feel, because we understand priorities must be put in place. As a kid, however, you don't have that thought process. You know what I mean? Our parents have to, in many cases, force it onto us, beat it into us.
That's unfortunate.
You know what I mean? That we have, it's discipline. Our kid have to be taught discipline in school, and that is part of the disciplining process.
Discipline is important, but I think if school is constantly a place that you don't want to go to, then there might be also something wrong with the school.
Well, yes and no. Work ethic starts with, of course, teaching your children, listen, you got to put in the work. And part of putting in the work is to get out of bed every morning, weekday, and go to school. You are taught that habit. That habit is inculcated in you from childhood, from school days. That, hey, whether it rains, whether I don't feel like it. I mean, there were days I was excited to go to school. You understand? But
very few and far between.
Exactly.
Why? But I'm still trying to figure out why you didn't want to go to school.
It's hard for me because there are kids listening right about now. I don't want to tell kids it's okay not to go to school. You know what I mean? Because you've grown and you've become bigger, and now you understand the importance of, and you would have regretted the days you would have chosen to stay home from school, whether you faked it or whatever the case might be. You know what I mean? But kids, listen, all you go to school, because trust me, when the time to pay those bills come, you would really relish at, in fact, be thankful that you went to school even though you were not feeling like going to school, because it's just a feeling. Big people have that same feeling even right now, and they have to do what they have to do because the bills must be paid. All right, go to school, guys, put in the work, and you would be eternally grateful. All right, going to quiz me about why I didn't want to go to school. Anyways, why are you gonna put me on the spot like that?
Oh my gosh, I am generally a curious person, but yes, we can move along.
Yes, thank you very much. The National Democratic Congress-led government said priority will be given to Grenadians to secure jobs within the foreign service, but those who are foreigners will be thoroughly vetted. Members of the government met with Grenadians in the U.S. on the weekend. They had a nice little town hall meeting, I think. To the delight of the audience, the government spoke of its plans to develop a relationship with Africa. the motherland. All right? Let's take in a bit of that town hall meeting as the minister spoke. Check it out.
Foreign Affairs Minister Joseph Andel says his administration will professionalize the Foreign Service.
Over the years, an unfortunate situation developed where people were literally sometimes picked off the streets, and as one staffer said to me, microwaved and overnight made into diplomats to represent Grenada. People of dubious origins and character helped to bring shame on our country. Now, we recognize that given our limited financial resources, that we may not necessarily be able to fill all of our diplomatic posts with nationals. But we give you the commitment that in every instance, we are going to look first and foremost to and for a Grenadian.
Addressing scores of Grenadians during a town hall meeting in Brooklyn on Sunday, Minister Andel said the best and brightest citizens will be chosen to provide service, and that those who are foreign nationals will be properly vetted.
We are going to provide the necessary training. We are going to go on an aggressive recruitment drive to make sure that the best and the brightest among us are out there representing our country. In the few instances where we may have to depend on non-nationals to provide consular services and so on, we are going to ensure that they are properly vetted and that it is not going to be a system of pay for play. This is the type of thing that has landed us in hot waters before, and we are committed to avoiding going down that road.
He said that government is committed to deepening and widening diplomatic relations with the rest of the world. And on top of the list is Africa.
To that extent, we are going to make very deliberate attempts to cultivate relationships with the mother continent, our sisters and brothers in Africa. A few years ago, CARICOM took a decision to make Spanish the official second language of the CARICOM region. Yet, we have done very little to cement, or first to establish and then cement relationships with our sisters and brothers in Central and South America. And this is going to be an area of focus for this NDC administration going forward.
Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
All right, there we go.
Lo siento.
Yeah, man, that was during a town hall meeting in New York City over the weekend. All right, so this is where we are right about now. Yeah, very, very happy to find out that to learn that they are really seriously looking at developing deeper bond and deeper relationships with the motherland. All right.
Yeah, actually, funny enough, I mean, I think that's exciting, and we should definitely be doing that. I'm also excited about the connection with Latin America.
Yeah. Because,
you know, in terms of manufacturing, there's so many things that Latin America produces, and they're so much closer to us. So it's interesting that sometimes we import things from further afield, or, you know, we don't have flights and connectivity to them. And you'd be surprised how similar we are in culture as well with a lot of countries in South America, you know?
Yeah. One of the things I look forward to the most in developing this relationship with the continent is reduced airfare, man, to Africa, you know? If that can be done.
Reduced airfare? You think we don't know if it's going to be reduced. We don't know the cost yet.
Well, do you know the cost of a ticket to go to Africa right now?
I don't, because I haven't been looking.
Okay. Ticket to go to Africa is
which country in Africa?
Any of the, well, I suppose continent to country to country in Africa it would vary, but not significantly. But a ticket to go to Africa, I priced a package to Africa the other day, and that alone was over $10,000.
That's 10,000 EC?
10,000 EC.
Okay.
Yeah, the math came up to it. So it's expensive, you know. The ordinary person can't go.
No, we don't know what the new airlift will be like, where it's going to be routed to, you know, that type of thing. I know there was a charter flight from Ghana to Barbados for that forum they had at the beginning of the month. Yeah. And they talked about perhaps working on airlift, but again, we don't know the details of that just yet. We have a call on the line. Good morning.
A pleasant good morning. I would like to take this opportunity to mention an important phase in the Grenada's history. Today, September 22nd, is the anniversary of Hurricane Janet. I was still a schoolboy going to secondary school, and I think the younger ones should know that. That's why I'm calling to make known of that. Thank you.
Thanks so much. All right.
Yeah. Thanks a lot there for that information there, caller. All right. Did he say today's the anniversary of Hurricane Janet?
Yes, sir. It is the 22nd.
There you go. There you go. That escaped me. My apologies, guys. You know.
All right. We have another caller on the line. Good morning. Good morning. You're live. Hello.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Very well. Good morning. Greetings. I wish to piggyback on the last caller's intervention there, the anniversary of Janet. I was only 4 then. My oldest memory that night, that evening into the night, and of course, the next morning. These are things we should bear in mind, and these are things we should continue to look at, in addition to, of course, other things. But what I really called was to listen. I'd like to give Mr. Andel, the so-called Minister for Foreign Affairs, a tap on the back when he mentions the government's interest in establishing close relations with South America, Central America, and Africa as the mother continent, not the motherland, young man, the mother continent. We have failed throughout the years as CARICOM. Mind you, he did say it a while ago too, that CARICOM agreed to have Spanish as a second language because we live in the midst. But up to now, we've not been able to do it. We suggested years ago to have Grenada bilingual by 2030. Nobody paid attention to that either, but it is important that Grenada, and I laud and applaud his efforts, if he and the government that he represents continue to work hard towards establishing close relations. South America has every living thing that this region needs to supplement our living, imports, whatever. And it's therefore important to learn the language of our neighbors. And not only that, French too, we should. But we have failed over the years. I am prepared to work with you, Mr. Handel, on this one. And I'm looking forward to hear the other initiatives that way the people of Grenada, regardless of who they are, as long as they can do something to help this here country, can join in to move Grenada forward once and for all, because we can. Thank you very much, and have a nice day, will you?
All right. Thanks so much for your contribution there.
Thanks a lot. Yes, indeed. So we're moving along here in the morning time. We have some more things to talk about earlier.
All right, let's take one more caller here, and then we'll take a quick break. Good morning, you're live. Ooh, good morning. You are live.
Hello.
Hi, you're live on air.
Good morning. Are you hearing me?
We can hear you. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thanks. I'm related. You know, like the other caller, because for years I was trying to ask the government people what about the relationship with. Developing relationship with Africa. And I remember a certain minister, whose name I will not call, said African people don't like us. And he also said, in fact, we can't get money from them versus getting money from the Chinese. He said also they don't speak the language like us. So I'm very encouraged. But we also have to pay attention to the fact that there are significant pockets of people of African descent in the various South American countries. who, when I have traveled, they've been fascinated to know that there are people like them up in these islands, and these people are running the scene, in terms of politically, and they wanted, like in Ecuador, in the province of Esmeralda. And these people, I remember there was a village, San Quintan, San Antonio. It looked so much like River Road. There was a next small town, Bourbon. It looked so much like Gulf. And the people, they wanted communication in Brazil too. I was asked to meet with a group once I was there because they wanted to know from Bahia. We need to make this kind of connection. Yes. And I really was supposed to do anything I can to help that because we need to. And bearing in mind, we are just a couple of years away from the end of the decade of people for African, the United Nations decade of people of African ancestry, the correct term may not come into my mind. Finally, in terms of the cost, there's something could be made to probably minimize the cost so that the travel will be encouraging. When I traveled to Togo in 1995, it cost over 11,000 EC dollars at the time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Gary?
Yeah, man. All right, guys. Here's what I would like to. Thanks a lot, caller. Let's as much as you can. Let's get some calls as well. If you're willing to chime in, your memory as best as you can of Hurricane Janet as we
when we come back.
Yeah.
Right. So we are going to give you a quick update as it relates to Republic Bank. A reminder that your cards are ready for collection. That is your new Republic Bank International debit card. They are ready, and this is if you are a customer of Republic House, Melville Street, Grenville, Guave, Sauters, and Carriacou branches. From the Grand Anse branch in Steeles Complex, you can collect your card Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. At the Grenville branch, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. From Monday, October 3rd, you can collect at the Carriacou branch, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. After November 1st, you'll be unable to use your current ATM One card, so be sure to collect your new card before then. Visit republicgrenada.com for details. Republic Bank thanks all customers for your cooperation during this time.
Delivered to you via Superb Service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
Ultratech gasoline and diesel. Available only at Rubis stations.
As GBN brings you coverage of this year's Heroes CPL, there will be some adjustments to our programming lineup. On Wednesday 21st and Thursday 22nd September 2022, transitions will be at 5:05 p.m. GBN TV News will be at 6 p.m. and repeated right after the CPL match. Transitions will be rebroadcast after the GBN News repeater. GBN with you anywhere and everywhere with sports coverage.
This could be out. Brilliant catch. What a stunning catch.
The biggest party in sports, the Caribbean Premier League, is back and live on GBN television. Capture the energy, excitement, and euphoria of the beloved game. 34 matches, 6 teams, only one to be crowned champion. The action starts August 31st and runs until September 30th. Live on GBN television and K105.5 and 105.9. It's no carnival, but you will enjoy the mass.
And you're kidding me! You are kidding me!
GBN's broadcast of the Hero CPL is made possible by Republic Bank, we're the one for you. Habats, National Lotteries Authority, Demerara Mutual Life, Grenlec, Kenish Trucking, Webisco and Bermudas, Consumers Guarantee Insurance, and Had-On Plus.
Grenada's chief medical officer has ordered that all confirmed positive COVID-19 individuals, their contacts, and members of their household must remain in quarantine or isolation for 14 days. Anyone who fails to comply with this order will be in breach of the public health.
Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada. We are here, Msy.Chrissy, as well as Gary, Mr. Smooth, in your company. 25 minutes onto the hour of 8 o'clock.
Yes, family. So we're going to keep the conversation rolling and the topics of the current topics rolling as well. But feel free to let us know. Share your story with us of Hurricane Janet. All right, feel free to do that.
Yeah, if you remember, because I know most people know is probably really young. But in terms of, today is the 22nd of September. And the Hurricane Janet, for those of you who are not aware or are trying to remember, what year was that again? It was way back in 1955. And that was, known as one of the worst hurricanes that we've experienced in Grenada. And, it wiped out quite a lot of nutmeg trees, quite a lot of the housing stock, about 50%, and a lot of lives were lost. Almost 150 lives were lost back then. So we are opening the phone lines for you to give your account, or it may be an account of someone else, because I know, for instance, in my home, it's one of the reasons we've always been prepared for hurricanes every year, because we grew up hearing those stories from Granny, you know what I mean, and that passed on. So
and what made Janet so shocking is that Grenada had, at that time, according to some of the elders I've spoken to, had no intimation whatsoever of the approach of Janet.
No what?
No intimation. No, they had no idea.
Oh, okay.
There was not any hint.
I'm sorry, you hit me with that word there. I was like, I am a dictionary close by.
Yeah, what other day, boy? That, it does help,
We have a caller on the line here. Good morning, you're live.
Morning.
Go ahead.
Can you lower your volume on your device? All right, sir. All right, Gary. Yes. Can you hear us?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay, great. You're live on air. What's your contribution?
Yes, first of all, I heard a joke. It seemed like Hurricane Janet wanted to revisit us today.
Yeah, well,
but,
it seems that
my thing is on Spanish, right? I applaud the initiative by the government, the OECS countries, to make the language a second language, because it broadens your horoscope, your scope, as far as internationally speaking. When you have a foreign language, you gain more opportunities. I, for example, experienced that.
Nice.
I also taught Spanish. I'm not hearing you.
Go ahead, we can hear you.
Yeah, I also taught Spanish in the primary school. And to be honest with you, I found it was an excellent program that they implemented. My best students were the kindergarten students. Imagine, we all know that in the child's development stage, the brain is like a sponge. When the brain is like a sponge, that is the rightest time to teach them a foreign language, to teach them anything. So, if we implement it in the primary school, I think that is one of the best things that could happen.
Thank you.
In terms of bringing back creating Spanish to be a second language.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
It was implemented in the education system in Grenada already, and trust me, I thought it was a serious step back when they took it out. They need to move forward again.
Thank you so much, caller.
Yeah, man. Thanks a lot, man. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
I always envy those who can speak another language, eh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with the caller. I mean, that's when I learned French and Spanish, was when I was since that age, a very young age. And it does make a difference. It makes a difference when you travel as well. I
remember once my French teacher, when I started doing a little French, voulez-vous français? Yeah. But
Lord.
Anyhow, I remember my French teacher then said to me, by learning a foreign language, it actually strengthens your English language, so.
Yeah, that's a good point.
There is that,
Yeah, I think I gained an appreciation for English in the sense of, there's a time sometimes when you see a word, you don't know the meaning of it, but because you are aware of French and Spanish, and of course a lot of these Latin languages have a lot of root out words that are similar. I've been able sometimes to decipher an English word based on my knowledge of French and Spanish.
So wait, vous parlez français? I guess not.
I used to parler français. You know what? Because I don't practice French as much, I haven't traveled anywhere speaking French in forever. Spanish, I can speak a lot easier than French, but if you give me something to read in French, I'd be able to understand it.
Oh, that's sweet. Oh, nice.
But it's just a matter of lack of practice, you know? Like if you're not practicing something often,
you lose it,
you lose it a bit more.
Definitely.
Yeah, we have a call on the line. Good morning, you're live.
Was
that?
I wanted to know if there really one caller on the line.
I'm not hearing you clearly.
You sound very muffled. You're taking all the joke for yourself, man.
Janet, Thursday, 22nd September 1955. I remember that day when we went to school in the morning and they talked about Janet. We were excited. We wanted to see Janet. We didn't know what. We were excited, and I remember, like myself and three other girls, we hung up on the organ and we want to see Janet. We want to see Janet. And we got down until I reached home, and I said, they went the way I went home. It's when the hurricane hit, we realized Janet wasn't something nice to want. And I think just Ivan, I think I heard some little children saying they want to see Ivan, and they were happy and excited that Ivan was coming. So, children don't know what this is until they want to see it, but when they get the experience, they want it another time. So I lived through Janet, I lived through Ivan and Emily. And this morning, I said, well, Janet, maybe celebrating her birthday today. And it's Thursday too, Thursday 22nd September. So it's really 67 years today since Janet. And a lot of people, fortunately or unfortunately, have born and died and never saw a hurricane. And so those of us who went through one or more, we have something that we can talk about and what our experiences are. And we are thankful to be still alive. Thankful to God for that.
Indeed.
So,
thanks a lot.
As we celebrate, we reflect on Janet. Let us reflect on our souls and get ready to meet God. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for sharing that story with us.
Yeah, I don't know if we're celebrating Janet or we just.
Well, she said reflect. I think
Yeah, but and she said also that unfortunately some people might not have. I don't know. Unfortunately, she said. But for those who've never experienced a hurricane before, please don't be wishing for one. Okay.
And I like that she said fortunately or unfortunately, because for those of us who have experienced Hurricane Ivan, I think while it was very devastating, of course, I think there were lots of life lessons that came out of that entire experience, that made us stronger, better people for it. You know what I mean? So, with everything, I always believe there's a lesson. There's, advantages, disadvantages to everything. So yeah, unfortunately or fortunately, we have another caller here. Good morning.
Yes, I beg your indulgences one more. Just a minute.
Sure.
Listen, I'd rather use the verb mark or commemorate instead of celebrate, Ms. Jeremiah. Mr. Roberts.
Yes, sir.
The first thing I've heard you said quite correctly, 100% correctly, is that when you learn a foreign language, you get a better appreciation of your own. That is why I have always been for learning more than one languages. So this is as true as the gospel, Mr. Roberts. I commend you on that expression. Listen, just a bit of, but how would we call it? Historic memory. I hope somebody can call to verify. After Janet, we were invaded, well, I had to call it invaded by two things, phenomenally. One was chinks. Well, the old boys and girls used to call it back there, just like if I hearing them, bed bugs. But listen to the second one, pumpkins. Never seen in my life after that so much pumpkins in Grenada. It was really phenomenal. Can any other old man or woman in the country call in and confirm that?
Thank you.
Yeah,
man. Right. That's interesting.
Yeah,
so it's almost like nature is almost like nature rewarded us with pumpkin then after Janet. Yes, indeed. This was Alistair Warwards is saying here, I was 5 years old and there was a breadfruit tree on Lucas Street where I lived. That didn't fall then, but it fell during Ivan. So we all can agree, and I think the history has agreed with the conclusion that Ivan was a lot more powerful than Janet. Yes, indeed. Thanks for sharing that there with us. And whoa, I always enjoy like the last caller there, getting into the minds of the older folks and sharing those stories. It's always so captivating. I tell you that for sure. It's like a movie. Thanks for sharing that with us. All right. So continue to give us call us and share your stories of Hurricane Janet, what you remember, what you recall, some stories you might have been told yourself. Share that with us as we remember this day.
Someone is saying, I was 4 years old and I remember my mother and two aunts trying to hold onto a window, and my cousin was nearly a month old, so my grandmother was telling that aunt to go cover the baby in a corner. Yeah.
Haven Hill, like seriously, these Janet stories are so overplayed year after year. Can we move on to Haven Hill? Turn your radio off, please, if you're not happy with the Janet story. Missy,
what's going on? Gary, you okay?
No. So you all wonder why sometimes we ignore and we don't read the messages.
Oh, we have a caller on the line. Good morning, you're live. Okay, so can you just turn down your device? I know you're listening while you're waiting on the phone, but turn down your device for us and then listen to us on the telephone. You ready?
Yes, President, good morning.
There we go. Good morning.
Yes, indeed a reminder of Hurricane Janet. I didn't know about Janet, but I just want to say to the last caller, is to learn more than one language and not more than one languages, as he always corrects others. But on the issue of language, I've always wondered why, after you leave school, we don't seem to be able to continue with the languages. I have always thought about this and wondering if it's not a good opportunity now to start developing the different communities. Like we have the community centers where people who are versed in let's say French and Spanish, for example, that we start working on those things. That's my contribution.
That's a clever one. I like it. Thank you. I love that idea. Because the truth is, if you're not actively going to like the Alliance Francaise or the Institute, back then the Venezuelan Institute, I'm not sure if it still exists. There really isn't.
That's where anywhere. I did my French. Alliance Francaise, they're not around anymore, no, are they?
As far as I know, they should be. Okay. I'm not sure. Someone will have to tell me.
Yeah.
But if you're not actively part of those institutions, then there isn't really another place for you to practice. And that's clearly what happens with me. After school, I just
I
get my one in French, and then it's like,
No, you guys have just renewed my interest in learning French. All right? Thank you guys very much.
Excellent.
There you go.
Let's see what this caller has to say. Good morning, or should I say bonjour? Bonjour, madame.
Bonjour.
Yes, I like to say today I'm grateful to be alive because today is my birthday.
Happy birthday. Feliz cumpleaños.
Yes, I remember I was a child. I was 12 years that time. And we came from school. Our caller had said we were rejoicing, not knowing what Janet was. We are saying, well, we're glad to see what's coming on because we didn't know. So after that system come on so rapidly, as a 12-year-old child, seeing so much rain, winds, and all these different things, house broken over your head, and you have to go different places. It was not an easy experience.
Where were you? Which part of the country were you when Hurricane Janet came?
Grenada, Annadale direction.
No, as in which parish at least?
Annadale,
okay.
Yes. A lot of rivers and whatever. And the house was broken, and we have to go and travel, sitting in the water all night. It was another easy experience for me. And I remember you had a lot of jacks and number jacks and all kind of thing that time.
Yeah. It was not an easy experience. I tell you, Ivan is a baby. Ivan is a baby for Janet.
Interesting. Okay, interesting.
Ivan is a baby
so I'm glad to be alive.
Yeah.
At this time.
Thank you so much for calling and enjoy your birthday.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right.
Interesting.
Okay. We're going to keep the program. Hey, guys, feel free to chime in on the Janet stories, but we're going to keep rolling through with the program, Missy. All right, if you don't mind.
Yeah, for sure. All
right, but
10 minutes on to 8 o'clock. Make sure you keep your eyes on the clock. You know, you have to get to school, get to work. I know the conversation juicy here, but make sure you're on time. You know what's interesting too is the emergence of the Janet house. You know, you'd say, oh, that was a Janet house. So I'd love for someone to tell us the story of the Janet house.
You're reminiscing, huh?
Me? I can't be reminiscing. I wasn't alive when Janet was here. We have another caller, and then we'll jump to another topic, Gary. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. I'm all in favor of learning a second language. I have 2 sets of grandchildren, and hello?
You're live. We can hear you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have 2 sets of grandchildren, and their mothers are European, and my 3-year-old grandchild is learning a second language along with English. So I think that if we start getting kids to learn another language, it would be good to start them from very, very early, because my grandchildren are speaking English and they're also speaking another language. Thank you.
What is that other language?
Thank you so much.
Oh, she didn't hear that. Okay.
All right, Gary. Let's take a quick commercial break, and then we'll shift gears a little bit. Of course, reminding you that your Republic Bank cards are available now. You can get them at the Steeles Complex, Grandin's branch of Republic Bank, and from Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. At the Grenville branch, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. And from October 3rd, you can collect at the Carriacou branch, and Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. After November 1st, you'll be unable to get those, to use your ATM One card from Republic Bank. So make sure to get those new cards as soon as possible before the 1st of November. All right. Revisit RepublicGrenada.com for details on this. And Republic Bank thanks all customers for your cooperation during this time. We'll be right back. This is Good Morning Grenada.
And this is Hot.
Are you a small business and would like your business to grow? Do you have an event, products, or services that people should know about? Be wise. Advertise. Book your spot on GBN Shopping Guide. Be part of Grenada's biggest advertising medium, the Grenada Broadcasting Network. Call our sales department now on 440-2446 or 440-3033 or GBN plus the number sign. Email us at sales@gbn.gd. Special conditions apply.
Raise it high up the ladder.
I come with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. How you come with?
I got marble young man. Winner this thing.
Alright, we go find out. Man, I ring big so. How much you playing? 4 down. 4 down.
So you playing 4 down, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
Wow, tips, man.
Tips.
Tips.
I'm man on tips.
Hey, that man back.
Play.
How much you come with, man? How much you come with? You go with that? A lot? You go with a lot? I go with 4, 5 and I go with 0. We go with 0, boy?
Nah, I have a last piece.
You ready?
I'm in last stop.
You have to play for that, huh? No, I go leave one.
Let me play that for 2. Let me attack.
Okay, I'll let you hear it.
Alright.
So,
I said that for 2.
Yeah.
Oh. Aye. Yes.
What you have to say though? What you have to say?
Yes.
What you have to say? What do you do? People, let me tell you something. No matter where the ball is talk, he talk marble, he can't play ball. He knocks soft. He playing sneaky. But even Friday, you will tell us about the game Friday?
Brings.
I don't brings. I better they used to call me G's. Anyway, we go tell you about Friday and week culture. 8 o'clock, join us.
Who does man of the party? Tell them it's 4-7 trade. Shout it, let them know where we represent 4-7 trade. Who's the body's passing? 4-7 trade. Them no crazy like.
My granddaughter.
Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada. Just a few minutes. We are about to wrap up the show very soon.
Yeah.
I just realized I had a call on the line.
Oops.
Good morning, caller. You still there? All right. I'm not sure. Hello?
You might have burned up the people credit, man.
What's that?
You might have burned up their credit. So probably happened anyhow.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we are about to wrap it up. We only have 2 minutes left here. I think that's the person calling back. Let's see. Good morning. Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. We have just a few seconds. Do you mind?
Right, and good morning to the gentleman too. I will say that Ivan was much more Ivan was much more devastating than Janet. I was about 7 years old at the time of Janet, and from what I experienced with Ivan, he did much more damage than Janet.
Okay.
But I wouldn't want to live through none of them again.
Yeah.
It was really terrible.
All right.
Especially Ivan. I lost my house completely. Everything fell in the house.
Wow.
A brand new house I built after. Unfortunately, I built back a wall house now.
Okay.
But Ivan, I wouldn't want to experience Ivan again at all. I'm nothing like Ivan.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for calling. All right, Gary, at this time, we have to wrap.
Yeah, but hey guys, please, we meant to get into the Jerry Edwin story with regard to the missing files, which he considered to be the tip of the iceberg, but we're going to do that tomorrow.
Yes,
okay?
please, because the BBC News is about
to
start. Thank you so much for locking it in with us right here on Good Morning Grenada. We are, of course, going to give you more. Keep it locked on our various channels. Take care.
This is the BBC World.